Iran will not be able to sell oil.
With no sign of the Strait of Hormuz opening, the oil crisis is set to deepen. The overwhelming majority of the fuel that we use to keep our lives and businesses running is imported.
It is a completely nonsensical arrangement.
What's really exciting about Australia is we actually have all the resources.
The resources to make biofuels from our waste and organic material.
We have all the assets to be a self-sufficient fuel producer and also an exporter.
Biofuels like ethanol can be blended with petrol to extend the amount we have available. Biodiesel can be used to run heavy transport like trucks and machinery.
We potentially could be injecting an additional 400 million litres of renewable fuels into the market.
Embracing the industry would increase how long our reserves last.
Immediately, based on our capacity that we currently have, we could add around 10 days to what we currently have, which is quite substantial.
We don't just export the ingredients for biofuels overseas, we're sending refined products too. But the industry is small and it will cost a lot to grow it.
It's a bizarre situation. We have all the ingredients we need for a thriving local industry that would boost jobs, particularly in regional areas, and reduce our reliance on imports. But we've been so used to cheap imported fuel, we haven't developed a local biofuels industry, to the extent that local refineries aren't even operating at capacity.
The government has put more than $1 billion into boosting homemade fuels, but advocates want to mandate uptake. Ampol's CEO calling for more support.
We look forward with our partners and industry bodies to continuing to work with the government around the demand side measures that ultimately can bring a policy framework together.
Hammer Energy recently received taxpayer funds to support projects in Victoria and South Australia that will turn renewable organic material into fuel.
At one point, Australia was a net exporter of oil. We were self-sufficient in the 80s, and that's when we saw all these refineries pop up. If we've cast forward in the next 20 to 30 years, we actually have a lot of those resources today, but they're going to look a little different.
Australia produces less than 20% of the fuel we consume. The rest is imported. The Hammer Energy boss says we could radically reshape that in just decades.
I think realistically, 50% in 20 years, similar to what we've seen in California, would be a great outcome.
Others are even more optimistic.
We could be fully self-sufficient in our fuels, and not only that, we could be a major exporter globally of low-carbon fuels.
Fraser Thompson specialises in big bets, massive, scalable projects with big impact. He says Australia is well placed to become a biofuels heavyweight.
I think the key litmus test for us right now is, are we going to use the usual playbook, or are we going to think long-term about how we develop sovereign capabilities in fuel security so we'll never face this situation again?
Pain at the pump that many Australians don't want to face either.